So this is my diversity field experience. The type of experience I had, I was able to spend time with and get to know a friend of mine, Bernice. She associates herself with the Hispanic race, and throughout this presentation I will be giving you examples of how Bernice has grown up and what her family has taught her and their values and customs. I know Bernice through mutual friends, and Bernice's father is originally from the Piedras Negras, Mexico area. Before my experience, growing up in a small town, I never really was exposed to many that were of a different culture or ethnicity, let alone Hispanic. We did have a few that were of the Hispanic culture, but I never really had a chance to interact with them. Many a times we refer to people of a different race, culture, or ethnicity as them, and choose to not understand who they are as a person or even as a culture. So we choose to create these stereotypes in our head that are false, and I am guilty of that. I had stereotypes built in my mind of this race and of many other races as well. So before it, I knew very little of their culture. So it was very interesting to get to know Bernice and know a little more about her. Just a couple of statistics, and they are all from July of 2014. The United States Census Bureau said there was 55 million people that identified themselves of the Hispanic descent, and 55% of all Hispanic population live in either California, Florida, and Texas. 4.2 million Hispanics 25 and older had a bachelor's degree or higher. So, family, friends, and expectations. Respect is a huge value in Bernice's family. They don't just want others to respect the family name and think well of them, they also want Bernice to respect herself. She said that not only her parents, but her grandparents have full authority over all the grandchildren. In her culture, it is customary for elders to be held at a high standard of respect. Family is always a priority, as it has always been that way. It is also their way of taking pride within their culture. Bernice's father still mentions the importance of keeping authoritarian customs traditional. Bernice said that she tends to find the most success when she gives to others and lends a helping hand. Bernice is the oldest in her family, and she has three younger siblings, one brother and two sisters. Her elders expect her to set a good example, just like most cultures do. Uh, Often growing up, Bernice had to juggle high school with raising her younger sisters, while her parents picked up extra work shifts when money got tight. This included her to be in charge of transportation, meals, morning rituals, helping with homework, doctor appointments, etc. She did mention that it helped establish some character as she became stronger and more motivated individual. So Bernice eventually plans to get her degree in child development, but those plans are on hold as she was asked by her parents to work for a while, um, and still provide for the household financially, even if she isn't living there currently. So this kind of is a work over school type situation. Bernice also said that most of the time people within the Hispanic culture stick to their cultural groups. She went on to say that they tend to have a hard time being open-minded to different perspectives because they fear judgment from others in regards to their own ideals. On the contrary, Bernice's mother is of white origin, and so she classifies with two different cultures, not just one. But still, Bernice went on to say that it was difficult for her to have white friends because her Hispanic friends saw it as a sign of disrespect. She said it was hard growing up, feeling as if she had to choose those sides, but eventually she found a happy medium and balance between the two. Um, Religion and values. So Bernice mentioned that Hispanic values become more important when Bernice has her own children one day. Bernice's Catholic religion holds stricter values as it is seen to be customary to display her religion devotion in more of a proper setting. Her father expects her to teach her children Spanish, even if they are born in America or are white. Um, She also said it is very important to teach them the cultural dances like the cumbia, food, religion, and etc. And once again, Bernice's elders stress that that is something that she needs to keep in the forefront as time passes on. As well, quinceañeras are important and are a major value that they have. They view them as a young girl's coming of age. So the celebration embraces their religious customs and the virtues of family and social responsibility. So this is a young girl growing up and becoming a woman in a way. It includes the cultural dances, languages, and food. So for her, the most important value is to stay humble. The belief is that if you stay humble and put others above yourself, good fortune is only destined to come your way. Bernice is very superstitious. She believes that whatever is supposed to happen will happen and doesn't necessarily plan for things. Many of us, like myself, tend to think if I do this, this will happen in return. This is where our values differed. So educational goals. So, like I said before, she is planning on becoming a child development major. She says that school has become more of a priority within her culture in response to the decline in gender role expectations. She went on to explain that planning for it financially is hard because most Hispanics believe in living within their means. So this means living paycheck to paycheck. So she said that she relies on financial aid and grants to pay for her school. So the three things I learned is family is a priority. Like most, and I as well, keep family number one in my life. The values that Bernice holds with her family is very important to her, and she chooses family over everything. The second one is to keep values strong. So Bernice believes in keeping her religious values strong, and keeping the value of grandparents are the most important people and the authoritarian in the family. This is very important to her. And the third is work over school. Although school is important to Bernice, um, she knows that to help her family, because she's the oldest, is more important at this time for her than going to school. So she chooses to um, pursue work over school at this time. I really enjoyed this diversity field experience and learned a lot from it. I hope you do as well.